Hello class 10th. Today we will continue with chapter 16, the non-aligned movement. Today's topic is role of Jawaharlal Nehru in the non-aligned movement. We will discuss the following points. So the objectives of today's topic is Nehru and the Asian Relations Conference of March 1947 in Delhi. Number 2, prompting the newly independent countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America not to entangle themselves with the two power blocks. Number 3, he urged the newly independent countries to maintain their unity and separate identity. Number 4, Panchsheel and Pandit Nehru. Number 5, the Bandung Conference and Pandit Nehru. Number 6, the Belgrade Conference 1956. Number 7, Pandit Nehru and the first two summit of the NAM at Belgrade in 1961 and Cairo in 1964. Let's discuss some key terms. Number 1, Panchsheel. In 1954, India and China signed an agreement containing 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. Number 2, entangle means involve. Role of Jawaharlal Nehru in the non-aligned movement. From the above account, it becomes quite clear that if anybody who played a leading role in developing the non-alignment movement, it was undoubtedly Jawaharlal Nehru. His contributions are not too far to seek. The non-aligned movement owes a lot to the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. In fact, India was the first country to initiate the policy of non-alignment under the leadership of Nehru. Nehru and the Asian Relations Conference of March 1947 in Delhi. Even before the independence of India, it was at the instance of Pandit Nehru that a conference of the Asian countries took place in Delhi in March 1947. He prompted the delegates not to be pawns, means puppets, in the hands of the imperialists, but to get ready for the freedom of their countries, which was not far off. Such an inspiration of common unity proved the main factor for the formation of the non-aligned movement later on. Nehru and the Asian Relations Conference of March 1947 in Delhi. The Asian Relations Conference took place in New Delhi in March 1947. It was hosted by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, who then headed a provisional government that was preparing for India's independence, which came on 15 August 1947. The Asian Relations Conference brought together many leaders of independence movements in Asia and represented a first attempt to maintain Asian unity. The objectives of the conference were to show to the world the Asian country would no longer be puppet in the hands of imperialist powers, to focus attention on social, economic and cultural problems of the different countries of Asia, and to foster mutual contact and understanding. Such an inspiration of common unity proved the main factor for the formation of the non-aligned movement later on. Number 2, prompting the newly independent countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America not to entangle means involve, themselves with the two power blocks. It was Pandit Nehru who step by step led the newly independent countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America towards the non-alignment concept. He explained to the leaders of these countries not to entangle themselves in the shackles, means chains of two power blocks. Otherwise, their fate would be doomed. He told them to remain neutral and get the help of both the parties. He cautioned them to remain against the arms race as it would prove suicidal for the newly independent countries with their depleted economic resources. Pandit Nehru was a visionary. He realized that the greatest danger to the sovereignty and integrity of India and other newly independent nations of Asia, Africa, and Latin America lay in their joining any of the two power blocks. He explained to the leaders of these countries to keep themselves away from the politics of two opposing camps, which had already brought about two world wars. He advocated mutual respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all nations. It was Nehru who gradually led the countries of Asia and Africa towards the concept of non alignment. He urged means advised, the newly independent countries to maintain their unity and separate identity. It was Pandit Nehru who, by his thoughts and ideas, prompted the newly independent countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America to remain united and maintain their separate identity. According to him, this could only be done if they form some sort of a common institution which would give them strength, keep their separate identity secure, enable them to help each other, and help them to maintain peace and order in the world. It was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru who convinced newly independent countries that they had great moral force and with their collective efforts could exert pressure on the issue of war and peace. According to him, this could only be done if they formed some sort of common institution which could give them strength to help them to maintain peace in the world and to provide help to those countries which were still under foreign supremacy and to keep their separate identity secure. Number 4. Panchsheel and Pandit Nehru. In 1954, it was Pandit Nehru who put before the newly independent countries the concept of Panchsheel or five principles of mutual coexistence. In 1954, India and China signed an agreement containing five principles of peaceful coexistence. These principles, collectively known as Panchsheel, became guidelines for the non-aligned movement to evolve. These principles provided the firm basis on which friendly relations between the nations could be maintained as well as economic development and peace in the world secured. Panchsheel became the base of the NAM later on. This was Nehru's singular contribution to international relations. The five principles were: first, mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. It means that countries do not get into conflict with each other but develop deep rooted economic and cultural relations. Number 2, non aggression means no sovereign states engaged in military action against each other. Number 3, non interference in each other's internal affairs. It means that sovereign states shall not interfere in each other's internal affairs, especially in political matters. Number 4, equality and mutual benefit. It means economic equality. That means equal benefits for both parties. The last is peaceful coexistence. It means competition without war or a policy of peace between nations of widely differing political systems and ideologies. It was by following these five principles that the newly independent countries could save their sovereignty and territorial integrity, resolve their differences by negotiations rather than war, never try to interfere in the internal affairs of others, achieve each other's cooperation and make use of their mutual gains, and make all round progress by following the policy of peaceful coexistence among different nations. The formulation of these five principles or Panchsheel was a great contribution to the development of the non-aligned movement. So it was by following these Panchsheel the newly independent countries could save their supremacy and own territory. They can resolve their differences by talks only rather than war. They will never try to interfere in the internal affairs of others and by helping each other, they will make all round progress. So, we can say that Panchsheel was a great contribution to the development of NAM. The Bandung Conference and Pandit Nehru. The Bandung Conference of 1955 was a further step towards the formation of the non-aligned movement, and it was Jawaharlal Nehru who, along with President Sukarno of Indonesia and Zhou Enlai of China, played an important part in that conference. It was decided that the newly independent countries should keep themselves aloof from international complications and try to settle their disputes by following the 5 principles of mutual coexistence or Panchsheel. The 5 principles or Panchsheel were given practical shape at a conference held at Bandung, Indonesia in April 1955. This conference was attended by 29 countries from Asia and Africa, including Philippines, Turkey and South Vietnam, Communist China and North Vietnam. The conference was presided over by the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, Chinese Prime Minister Zhou Enlai, and the President Sukarno of Indonesia. It was decided that the newly independent countries should keep themselves aloof from international complications and try to settle their disputes by following the 5 principles of mutual coexistence. The Bandung Conference thus paved the way for cooperation among newly independent nations, which later on blossomed into non-aligned movement. The Belgrade Conference 1956 and Pandit Nehru. As discussed above, it was Pandit Nehru who tried to give a practical shape to the ideas propounded at Bandung when he met Marshal Tito of Yugoslavia and President Nasser of Egypt at Belgrade in 1956. It was there that a decision was taken that a summit of the newly independent countries should be called, where it was to be decided as to what should be the form a world body for newly independent countries. The decision taken at the Bandung Conference were given a final shape at Belgrade in 1956 when Jawaharlal Nehru met Marshal Tito of Yugoslavia and President Nasser of Egypt at Belgrade in 1956. A decision was taken there that a summit of the newly independent countries should be called, and here it was decided to form an organization of the newly independent countries. Pandit Nehru and the first 2 summits of the NAM non-aligned movement at Belgrade in 1961 and Cairo in 1964. Pandit Nehru died in 1964, so he could not attend more than the first 2 summits of the NAM or non-aligned movement. But before his death, he had laid down the foundations of the NAM on a sound footing. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru could attend only first 2 summit of the NAM because he died in 1964, but he had laid down the foundation of the NAM on a good position. The first summit of the non-aligned countries took place at Belgrade in September 1961. About 25 countries took part in it. It was this conference which gave birth to NAM, and the man who played the most important role in planning the composition, policies and aims of NAM was no other than Jawaharlal Nehru. When the second summit of the NAM took place at the Cairo in 1964, the number of the non-aligned countries had risen to 47. The member countries freely discussed the problems concerning the newly independent countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America. Not only this, they showed great concern for those countries which were still under the bondage of the imperialist countries. They dealt with global problems like the French and Portuguese colonialism in Africa, Israeli aggression, disarmament and Cold War, etc. Pandit Nehru did not live to see the other summits of the non-aligned countries, but it was mainly because of his efforts that NAM became a great force in the modern polity and the members of the NAM increased. First summit of the NAM was held from September 1 to 6 in 1961 at Belgrade in Yugoslavia, in which 25 nations participated. The conference adopted a 27-point declaration. The most important role played in planning the composition, policies and aims of the NAM was no other than Jawaharlal Nehru. Second summit of the NAM took place at Cairo in 1964. Now the number of non-aligned countries had risen to 47. Now the member countries freely discussed the problems regarding the newly independent countries. They also dealt with global problems like disarmaments and Cold War, etc. It was just because of Pandit Nehru's effort that India played an important role in spreading the message of NAM. India promoted the cause of freedom of many countries of Asia and Africa which were still under foreign dominations. Its members has been increased. At present, it has 120 members. Thank you.